Welcome everybody once again. Welcome to a new week. We thank God for keeping us all through this new week, and I trust you had a chance to possibly do some back testing over the weekend, and you're now back to this new week and you are ready to go, right, with focused determination, right? So I just want to say, as part of our making our trader psychology, and just encouraging us that trading is a business of probabilities. There's no certainty anywhere, right? There's no certainty. There's no system. There's no process that is 100% guaranteed. All we have is just our trade setup, right? And then we have to follow through with that trade setup every time it comes up. Like, there's no guaranteed setup anywhere. And maybe to encourage somebody out there who has been trading for a while, or maybe you're new to trading, whatever your circumstances, but you've been seeing just losses after losses after losses after losses. A question to ask yourself, which is what I did to myself some time back, was to ask, one, are there people out there who are truly making good profits from this business? If the answer is yes, then that means there is something I am doing that is not giving me the kind of results I'm expecting. If I'm in the same business with another person and I see that that person is doing it and is doing it well and is getting some good results, then the logical thing will be to find out from that person what is that person doing that is giving that person the results, right? And a very good, thank God for internet these days. You don't, if you cannot, speak directly to that person, there are 1,000,001 other people who have posted videos of how they became successful in that business. So in trading as well, if you just Google it, you will see 1,000,001 ways, right? 1,000,001 people who have, laid out their own principles of how they made it, right? And then we, in this daily analysis, we distill that basic thing, foundational thing. One, they say just believe, have a trade process. So I believe, okay, I wanted to say just believe in yourself, right? Which is the behavioral part of it. That's the mindset part of it. But when it comes to the practicalities of the trading itself, right, you need to be able to have a process. That's the key thing. Have a process. You hear many of them will tell you that just start with one process, or just have one process that you use. Okay, just use one process and keep that process that is repeatable over and over and over and over again, right? Have one process, use that process. Two, they talk about risk management. Have a risk a management perspective. How do you place your trade? So if you're saying I'm going to be risking only 1% per trade every time I trade, then stick with that 1% risk. And you can even what's the word now? Scale that up to say to yourself, okay, if I start with okay, let's even say you start with 0.5%, right? Start with 0.5% risk per trade, and then you say to yourself, if I can move this account from X amount to 2X, for instance, then I can increase my risk a little bit. Okay, right? So those two things are very important: your process, your risk management, right? Of course, we've talked about mindset initially. So those are the key things that you need. Those are the foundational things that you need. So coming to our trading today, we start with the process, and our process is, we have to ask ourselves 3 questions. What did price do overnight? Where is price now? And what must I see price do before I can execute a trade? Okay, so let's practicalize that on the chart and see. So question, this is gold 30 minutes chart. So what did price do overnight? You come here, you say, okay, price started from here, went up, and you can see it came back down. Has it come back up here? No. Did it break any structures? No. So the process we are using here, break of structures. So has it broken any structures? No, there's no physical breakup, because this is the high, this is the low. There's no breakup structures there. So you could even argue that, okay, price pushed down, came back up here, and gave you a small market structure shift there. But let's even, okay, let's just say that's what has happened now, right? So you have these big levels here, just a big range really, right? So market is just is trying to decide what it wants to do. Okay, so if you want to follow through with this smaller market structure shift, you can say to yourself that, okay, I'm expecting price, as long as it does not break below these lows here, then I want to see price push down, which it has done now, and then I want to see price push back up, at least to these highs. Okay, and then maybe continue going up. But if you're using this big one here, you're waiting for a proper break of structure above here, or for price to come all the way back down here to break structure so that it can then go down with it. Okay, beautiful. So let's look at the next chart. This is pound yen. Good. Now look at the difference on this one. What did price do overnight? Look at price started, where's the open? Okay, started from up here, went down first, right, and then came back up. Okay, there was no break of structures, right? It came all the way back down. Question, was there any break of structure? Yes, you can physically see that break of structure is right there. It pulls back, and then it's right here, it's somewhere up here now. Okay, so let me expand this just a little bit so we can see it a bit clearer. So we have a break of structure right here, break of structure to the downside. So what does that imply? That implies that we are now looking for, so if you're at your chart, what time was this now? This was around 3:30 a.m. my time here, right? If you are awake around this time, this was a nice pullback. So remember, when we're trading break of structures, we want to see price. So if price is pushing down, we want to see it make lower lows, lower highs, right? So price has broken structure, it has pulled back, we enter somewhere there, and then we want to see it go further down, right? So simple process, very simple process to just continue to implement that. So let me just put a mark up here. So that's our high. So this was the ideal entry. Is it okay to enter right now? Well, it will be a bit risky because we've missed the initial ideal entry. So what must I see price do now before I take an entry, right? So I would like to see price come back down to these lows here, right? So let's say I'd like to see price come back down to these lows, break it. So that will be a new break of structure, pull back, and then continue downwards, right? Or in the alternative, if it does not want to break that lows there, okay, in the alternative, I want to see it break this. So it has formed the high here, right? If it breaks it, that becomes a market structure shift for me, right? Then I'll look for price to go back up. Nice and simple. Okay, let's look at the next chart. Let me just draw this line here, or a zone there. Okay, let's look at euro yen. Okay, so euro yen, what is happening on euro yen? What did price do overnight? Price started down here. Well, it came down, went back up, came back down. Nice break of structures right there. It pulls back in, and then it comes in here. Now it's retesting this last area here. So price is right here. So what is price doing here? You can see what is happening. So price did a break of structures, right? It pulls back, right? It did not break this last high, right? It pulls back. So it came in, pulls back. It did not break the last level where it started from. Pulls back in, and then started going down. However, what is happening around here? You can see a lot of rejections here. Okay, and then it's coming back up here. So if it breaks this level here, that will be a market structure shift. Okay, if it breaks this level, this zone here where it started from, so that will be a market structure shift, and then we'll be looking for price to go up from that zone there. So all I'll be looking for is for a nice market structure shift for me to then go back up with it. Okay, so very nice and simple there. So we're looking for a market structure shift right there, and our zone, of course. So we have this lower level here. Okay, so we're waiting for market structure shift to go to the top. Pound Aussie. Okay, what is Pound Aussie doing? Wow, look at Pound Aussie. So what did price do overnight? Started from here, pushed up, came back down. Now it's did this, it's done this. Eventually it's breaking this structure here. So this is the main structure, because this is what this, it was price, it was from here, price pushed up. Okay, and then now it has broken this level here right now. Okay, so price is right here right now. So that's the second question right here. So what must I see price do? So what did price do last time? So it has done a break of structure right here now. Okay. Oh well, okay, this candle is still taking place. So let's assume it closes with a body close down here. If it closes with a wick, right? If it ends up like a kangaroo tail, then we have to wait for the next candle. If it ends up like a kangaroo tail, we have to wait for the next candle to have a body break below before we can confirm this proper break of structure, right? So let's assume it closes like this, for instance. Let's assume it closes that way. So if it closes that way, what do we expect next? So if price is already at a low, what do we expect? We expect a pullback to a certain level, as long as it does not break where it started from, because this was where price started from to push down. Okay, as long as it does not break that. So if it pulls back in, and then we expect it to come back down. Very nice and simple. Okay. Euro USD. Oh, nice. Look at Euro USD. So Euro USD started from here, pushed up, came back down, then pushed up. Nice break of structures right there. And then, so what do we expect now? Right, so we have a nice break of structure right there. So if you are trading Euro USD, you already have a break of structure to the top side. Right? So what are you expecting next? So price is already at a high. What do you expect now? You expect a pullback, and then for price to continue going back upwards. This pullback you expected, where did price start from? So price is right here. If you look backwards, where did price start from to cause price to move up here? So you're just looking for the last opposite candle, and that was right at this zone here. So you say to yourself, as long as price is above this zone here, I'm good for a buy. I'm just looking for a buy to go up with it. Okay, very nice and simple. Euro USD. This one is it's not so clear. See, price went down, came back up, went down, did something small like this, went back up. It just wicked it, right? It's not broken above, closed above, right? So price is right here now. Though it's showing some signs of possible bullishness. But if you had a choice between trading Pound USD and Euro USD is clearer, right? You can see it is clearer from what we just did earlier. So for this one, what do we expect price to do? If I'll just say this is a big range, right? Because Pound USD is notorious for just giving you fake outs, right? You can just do as if it wants to go up and then it will come back down. Do as if it wants to go down and then it will go up. Right, so let it give you the setup properly, right? Because it will give you the setup. So look at on Friday, it gave a nice setup. You can see price breaking higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, very nicely. So let it give you that setup, and then you follow through with it. Okay, let's look at the last one. USD yen, very nice. So USD yen started out from there, pushed down, came back up. Nice break of structures right there. It pushes back up. And then it's now right here. It's somewhere here now. So what must I see price do for me to take an action? So I have a low here. In fact, my range, so my last range is up from up here, right? So I'm expecting this man to come all the way down to this level here. So what must I see price do now? So I want to see price break below and then continue downwards. Or I want to see price do a market structure shift, come all the way to these heights, break it, then begin to go up. Oops, sorry. Then begin to go up. Okay, very nice and simple. Do we have any questions? Let me check the charts if we have any questions there. Oh, beautiful, no questions. Okay, so we are getting it. We're getting it. So please keep focusing on your process. That is the key to this thing. Keep focusing on your process. If somebody else can do it, that means you can do it as well. Okay, so follow your process. every time, no matter what happens. And it's a business of probabilities. So you can get some losses, but you will make it once you follow your process, your repeatable process every time. Beautiful. So we'll see at 2 p.m. if you're able to join us then at West African time. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you later. Thank you. Where do we stop this? Okay.